It's one of my favorite things in the world when the drummer goes to those offbeat China cymbals. Boom, ka, 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 ka. I'm Bryce from Midnight Notion, and this is the Rocker Review. The category is some random local band. The artist is Down and Above, and the song is Anodyne from their second record, Anodyne. This is a song that I really love. It's an artist that I really love, and an artist that doesn't get nearly enough attention. They should be everyone's favorites. That's a lie, obviously, that's a stretch. But I love this band. I fell in love with them in the mid-2000s. I was introduced to them by some bandmates. I was in a band at the time, and they really loved them. They were in the local scene. They had a really nice big following. And then they just sort of went on hiatus, had life, did other things, and they haven't performed in like 9 years. And as of the recording of this video, they're performing tonight as I think it's a 20th anniversary show, but it was set to happen in 2020, and it got rescheduled to 2021, and then it got rescheduled again because of the thing. But it's finally happening tonight. I'm so excited to see them. Maybe I'll even add a video from the concert tonight into this video. Who knows? Really, I just wanted to share one song from them. We're not going to go through the whole album. We're just going to listen to this one song. It's called Anodyne. And of course, as usual, I'm going to be ranking it using the following criteria: structure, flow, melody, engagement, and lyrics. Each category is a 0 to 4 scale, with 4 being excellent, 2 being the baseline standard, and 0 being not for me. If it gets a score of, 12 or 11 or higher, then we say it rocks. Spoiler warning for you all. The song already rocks. I already know, I'm really biased, but this isn't a reaction video show. This is a review show. So we're gonna listen to the song together. I'm gonna pick it apart. I'm gonna tell you everything I love about the song, and hopefully you fall in love with it as well. Make sure to go check out Down and Above, but then also make sure to check out my own music, because a lot of it is inspired by Down and Above. So Midnight Notion, wherever you get your music online, it's out there, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to this YouTube channel for more content. Let's listen to the song, shall we? Here we go. Anodyne. Okay, already from the beginning, we're only 8 seconds in, but I want to tell you that this is a 3-piece band. There's only 3 members. There's a guitarist, there's a bassist, and there's a drummer. They have managed to make themselves sound so huge. And just right away in the intro, listen to how the guitar is just playing the same thing over and over. It's that little it's just repeating that same thing over and over and over. The bass is giving us the harmony. Do, 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 do. I'm going to play the intro again. Hear that. And then this riff, we have sort of an A-B, a call and response situation. So they'll play the riff, they'll sing some, and it'll just be a held out note. And then they'll go back to the riff, and then it's the held out note. And it's really just the drums and the vocals that's giving the call and response its flavor. But listen to how it goes back and forth and how everyone lets the song breathe. There's a lot of space in this song, and I love that. But just we'll go back to the beginning and we'll jam for a little bit. 4, 2, 3, and 4, 4, 4.
Ears ring from the sound, your mouth runs underground.
I love that. When they just hold out that note, it's not like a heavy, thick distortion. It's softer. It's still distortion, but it's softer. And then it's just the hi-hat and the snare. Occasionally a kick drum, but it's very soft. And then soft singing from the bassist, Ian Allison. One more time, from the top. Couple extra notes on the guitar.
So keep it under, keep it down. Your voice is always too loud.
hi-hats. The hi-hats are now open this fourth time through. We had this little psh, psh situation. We come back down to what originally was just a soft hi-hat, a closed hi-hat, and a soft snare, but now it's wide open hi-hat. Gives us a little bit of a change up in the song. So here we have, I think we're hitting the pre-chorus. Let's go back a little bit.
Body aches and begs, I'll do anything. I feel fine, but for my banging head and faucet nose, keep it under
Get ready.
my cracked cuticles and broken bones. Spend my life and waste my time, spin around and make you mine. Spinning out the anodyne, spin around and make you mine.
It just goes to show you, you don't have to be the most fancy player in the world to have something big. They have something kind of soft, kind of regular jammy, and then the drums are nice and quiet, and then they open up, and then they come low, and they open up again, and then he opens them up, and then they just go into this soft little bit, a little bit of hi-hat, a little bit of cymbals, a little doo-doo-doo on the guitar, and then there's a closed hi-hat with the hi-hat pedal. And then we have those harmonies. Spend my life or waste my time. Spin around and make you mine. I don't know if that's the right note. There's harmonies in there. Let's listen to the harmonies. And then let's also listen to the drums. We have drums using the cymbals for the first half of the, it's like kind of a call and response. All right, that first half is a crash cymbal. The second half is a hi-hat. And we go back and forth between crash cymbal, hi-hat, crash cymbal, hi-hat. Listen to that, but also listen to these harmonies. Let's see if we can find them.
Spend my life and waste my time, spin around and make you mine.
Spend my life or waste my time, spin around and make you mine. Versus, spend my life or waste my time, spin around and make you mine. It's great. There's lots of harmonies. When they play the song live, or at least back in 2008-ish or whenever it was, the last time I saw them, the drummer is singing some of those harmonies, and then the guitarist Dave is also singing, and then Ian is the bassist. Let's roll back. You don't know these people. Ian, the bassist, has sort of a nasally voice. He's the one that sings the verses. Ears ring from the sound, your mouth runs underground. It's kind of nasally. It's kind of forward a little bit. And then Dave is singing a lot of the chorus in here, and he's got a grittier voice. It's a higher voice, and it's a little grittier. I'm not going to do an impression of it. It's a little bit out of my range. He sings very high. And then the drummer, I don't know if it's actually the drummer on this, because the record, the insert and the credits of this record say that there are additional voices. So I don't know if this is an additional voice or if it's Zach the drummer. But when they play live, Zach does sing along, and he does have his own little microphone. So they do all kinds of cool 2 and 3 part harmonies. Very cool. We'll go back. I want to hear this chorus again because it's just so big. And then pay attention how it's twice. And then there's a third section of the chorus, or a second section, whatever you want to call it, that will change every time we come through to the chorus. So this song is also a masterclass in building, kind of scaffolding, keeping things interesting throughout the song so we don't get bored. And that's what I love about this band. They're very good at that. Every single turnaround, every time we get to a new verse or a new chorus, there's something new and interesting to keep us interested. I just love it so much. Okay, going back, let's jam for a little bit longer.
Keep it
So soft,
under
and then the
my
hi-hat
cracked
click.
cuticles and broken bones. Spend my life and waste my time, spin around and make you mine. Spinning out the anodyne, spin around and make you mine. Here I am at the edge, pull me in with
That's
no
Dave.
protection. You know I want it, you push to make it.
Back to the intro. But this time, okay, so we have the intro. It's a full stop, and it's just that guitar again, but now we have a drum fill the second time through. And then I want you to listen really close. You can hear a guitar in the background doing this like, boo-doo, boo-doo. It's kind of like a harmonic. It's not really harmonics. I don't know if it's harmonics. I don't know, but it's a cool guitar part on top of the main thing. So this is where we go into the studio, right? When there's a 3-person band, when there's only one guitarist, it doesn't mean that the audio recording only has one guitar part. You can layer guitar sounds on top of one another, just like I do. I'm a one-man band. How do you think I get so many instruments on one thing? You record it, and then you record a new section and a new section. You layer them on top of each other. That's perfectly fine. When they play live, they don't need to have these little doo-doo bits on top of what they're playing, because it's not essential to the song, but it's cool to have it there in the audio recording. So listen for that. Hear it?
You never listen to me. Keep your eyes where I can see.
And now the drums are all open hi-hats.
I'm not sleeping so
Little harmony.
well. Darling, how could you tell? I tell my mother I'm fine. Good thing I know how to lie. Yeah, I feel fine, but for my banging head, faucet nose.
Okay, so notice these lyrics are very similar. I feel fine, but for my banging head and faucet nose. That's the first pre-chorus. If we come back down, I feel fine, but for my banging head and faucet nose. Keep it. It's the same exact pre-chorus, but it's actually twice as long, right? The second pre-chorus, again, longer. And that first one, it was really soft. Remember, we brought it way down, and then they built it up for the chorus. This one is all heavy, all big, and then we're gonna just keep getting bigger, and we'll go into the chorus from here.
Keep it under my crack cuticles and broken bones. Sleep comes easy when you're popping pills and swinging low. You know I want it, I do anything. Spend my
I love that chord. Listen to that guitar chord. It almost sounds like it's just a strumming all of the open strings. It's not really like a real chord, but it's just kind of blah right before the chorus. And then we'll jam a little bit more. I know I'm stopping it a lot, but I love analyzing this. There's so many layers to this. It's so thick and big. So we have kind of a light guitar. It's like moving around a lot. It's a little bit higher. It's probably a higher string. But it's filling in the snares on the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you want to call it. Bago, bagabu. And then there's a little stop, and then there's that wang. Listen for that chord. Okay, before we get to this drop down, I want to point out, like I said, the chorus is different each time we go back to it. The first one we have, here I am at the edge, pull me in without protection. The second one is body aches, stomach begs, and I hope it doesn't show through, right? The lyrics are different, but listen to the music too. We'll go back to the first chorus, just that second half, and listen to it real quick.
Here I am at the edge, pull me in without protection. You know I want it, you push to make it.
Okay, so we have kind of the same format of the first part of the chorus, and then some chords, right? The second chorus, we have a climb down. It's getting darker. It's getting a little bit darker.
Body aches, stomach begs, and I hope it doesn't show through. You know I want it, you push to make it.
Okay, so cool, right? It's different each time it comes around. And then my task for you is to listen to this third chorus and tell me in the comments below what you think is different this third time around. It should be obvious, should be painfully obvious, but listen for that. So we've reached the point of the song where we've had 2 verses, we've had 2 choruses, we've had 2 pre-choruses as well. Everything is feeling like we've already heard it. Where do we go from here? Usually some sort of bridge or solo or breakdown. So we'll find out what we're gonna get. I'm gonna rewind just a few seconds and let's jam out, buddy.
You know I want it, you push to make it.
feedback.
Well, I don't know if I feel so well. I can tell
Ride cymbal.
this is going to be hell.
Half time.
Spinning out and time will
Back to normal. Straight. Oh, right here.
spend my life or waste my time. Spinning out the anodyne. Spin
Here's the
around
third chorus.
pull across the unification. End up catching your infection. Now I
I love that so much. I have to go back to it. It's one of my favorite things in the world when the drummer goes to those offbeat China cymbals. Boom, ka, 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 ka. I don't know if it's a China or if it's a crash, but it sounds like a China to me. The guitars sound like they're doing something similar to the second chorus. I haven't verified, I haven't learned the song. Actually, I tried learning the song once upon a time, but I don't know. The other stuff gets in the way, whatever. I'll cover it eventually. Someday I will. But listen to this China boom. It's kind of a dance beat, but instead of using the hi-hat, he's using a China cymbal, and it's so cool.
spinning out the anodyne. Spin around and make you pull across the unification. End up catching your infection. Now I want it. You know I want
Okay, so even this ending is so cool. We're going back to the intro, actually, technically speaking, but it sounds different. Why? One, instead of using the hi-hat on the drums, we're on the crash cymbal, and the crash always makes things a little bit bigger. Two, the bass is staying basically the same. The difference is, instead of the guitar doing that that it was doing in the intro and the middle section before the second verse, it's now switched to mirroring what the bass is doing on the low string. And so we have this heavy low end bit on the guitar that's matching the bass, and then the big crash cymbals. It just makes things thicker and meatier. And instead of just sitting on that for the rest of the time, we're kind of doing a call and response once again with that main riff, with the bridge, the breakdown bit. So we're kind of bringing back elements from all parts of the song in a new way that brings us out in a new, fun, exciting way. It's a great way to end a song. So let's go back just a little bit. Oh, and then I also want to say, right before we go into this riff, props to Zach, right? He's a phenomenal drummer, and he's not doing anything. He's not doing anything in this song that is anything new or exciting or interesting. This riff right out of the last chorus, it's just baka 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 baka, just straight, right left, right left, right left. Sometimes you just need a straight fill. Any other drummer in the world, they all like to you just calm down, drummers. Just calm down a little bit. This is just a baka 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 baka, and it's wonderful. So let's jam out to the end. Here we go. Back to hi-hat. Ride cymbal. Yeah. All right. So that is Anodyne by Down and Above. Lots of talking through this one. Now let's give it some points. Here we go. Structure. This song is following the same structure. We talk about this all the time on the channel. Verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. A, B, A, B, C, B. It also has pre-choruses, which are interesting. So adding that in there, you could call that a chorus. You could call that something else or part of the verse if you wanted to. So really, it's a little bit different than the standard having those pre-choruses. But the most important part about this song is actually that each chorus has something different, whether it's lyrically or musically. We'll get into the music side of things. But structurally speaking, the second pre-chorus is longer than the first pre-chorus. The riffs are really cool. Altogether, I like the structure of this song. So it's not baseline standard. It's good. That's a 3. Flow. From the very beginning of the song, you only get a couple of seconds with that main riff, and then the drums come in, and I'm already vibing, and it brings you on a nice roller coaster. Ducks it down for a little bit, brings it up, ducks it down, ducks it way down. Really big for the chorus. Really cool breakdown situation. The rhythms in there are really interesting. Ba-dum, ba-ba-bum, bum, ba-dum, ba. Not to mention the dissonance in that high chord, but whatever that note is or chord, it's really dissonant, and I like it a lot. So, but we're not talking about the melody. We're talking about the flow of the song. I love the flow of the song. I love where it goes. I love how everything changes up. It's always interesting. It's always entertaining, especially that China cymbal at the end. Really love that. I can't say anything wrong about the song from a flow perspective, so that's a 4. Melody. I also think that this is an earworm. Probably from the first time I heard it, it stuck in my head. That do 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 is a very simple thing to remember. I know it's just a musical part, but it's just really catchy. And I love how the bass can do that, and the guitar can do something completely different. And it feels like they're playing together, even though they're playing separately. Different rhythms, different chords. It feels cool, and there's all this little sprinklings of guitar effects, the little boo-doo-doo in the verses, and the dee-doo harmony things in the after the first verse, the dissonance of the chords and the breakdown, the way that it goes from light to heavy. It's just, there's so much to love in this song. And then there's the vocals. We've got layers and layers of harmonies. I mean, there may only be 2 or 3 harmonies per section, but they're just expertly crafted, right? They're picked perfectly. They're exactly what this song needs. Every time a harmony comes in, you're like, yeah, that's supposed to go there. And I can't say anything wrong with it. This one sticks in my head. It's a 4. Engagement. I have to be 100% honest when I do these reviews. I am trying to be nice. I'm not trying to put all of my beliefs on there. I'm trying to grade it with an outside eye. It's a little bit hard with this band because I love everything they've put out. But as far as engagement goes, there isn't a lot to grab onto, is there? When I think of engagement, I think of like the audience singing along or the audience participating. Now, I was banging my head the whole way through. There's something really fun. It's like a roller coaster ride, right? But there's not really a singing part that I can latch onto except for the beginning of the chorus. Spend my life, I waste my time, spin around and make you mine, spitting out the anodyne, spin around and make you mine. So I guess the spin around, make you mine is like the closest they get to a crowd engagement, but the end of the chorus changes each time they play the chorus. So it's not like they're setting you up for a big hook that you can all go blah, 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 and you can all sing it along. That hook isn't really there. When you change the chorus every time, you're losing a little bit of engagement. Not that it's not engaging. I need to make sure that you all know I'm not saying this is a bad song. It's a great song. I just am looking for something that really gets people involved. So I think that this song does the bare minimum of what it needs to do to be engaging. It got me banging my head all the way through, and I love that, but I would love an opportunity to sing more. So this one is going to get the standard of 2. Lyrics, let's take a look at them, shall we? Ears ring from the sound, your mouth runs underground. I'm not going to read all of these lyrics to you. You've already heard the song. You can go find them yourself. I want to point out a couple of different things. One, Anodyne is like sort of a thing that helps you. It heals your sickness. It's like a little thing that like a medicine that you can take to heal your wounds. And it's also an adjective for like being inoffensive. Right off the bat, ears ring from the sound, your mouth runs underground, right? This sounds like a low blow to me. It sounds like an argument. We're having a conversation, and then I hear it. You're trying to go below. You're trying to attack me, right? open up to say a word. I'm trying to say a word. I still don't know what you've heard. So something has happened in the background, in the history of this couple or this relationship, whatever the relationship is. You're yelling at me because of something I've done. And I don't know what you heard, but I don't know if it's the right thing. I don't know if it's true. I want to say something, right? Keep it under, keep it down. Your voice is always too loud. I don't want anybody else to hear this argument that we're having. Body aches and begs, I'll do anything. We go into, there's almost like an air, like a vibe of addiction possibly in this. I can't confirm. I don't know the bandmates. I don't know what they were writing about. I think it's an interesting song, but lyrically, it's very like artistic. It's very poetic language. I like it a lot, right? You could just say like, hey, you're arguing with me and I don't like that. But to go in and say that you're describing what you hear, you're describing what your mouth is doing, but you can't really get into it. It's not surface level lyrics. This is deep. You could interpret this in a lot of different ways. I want to go down to a later part of the song. In the second pre-chorus, they say, sleep comes easy when you're popping pills and swinging low. You know I want it, I'll do anything. So popping pills and swinging low. You're taking medication and swinging low? Is that like you're going to the bottom of the barrel? You're doing, you're being offensive with what you're saying? You're saying naughty, mean things to other people? That could be anything. But popping pills is very interesting. There's also a little bit about spend my life and waste my time, spin around to make you mine. Spitting out the anodyne. So this is something that could heal me and I'm spitting it out. That's what they're saying. They're spitting out the healthy medicine and then spinning around to make you mine. So maybe you are the drug. Maybe it's a bad relationship. It's not a thing that this couple should be a part of. They know that they shouldn't be together. But it feels good. It's like a drug. And anytime there's like sort of an idea that you could get out of the relationship, you take that idea as medicine and then you spit it out. No, I'm going to stay here and I'll do anything. There's sort of we don't want to go, I don't want to go into every single lyric here, but there's some really colorful imagery in the lyrics. And there's some really deep meanings that could be, again, you could interpret it a multitude of different ways. And that's what I really love about this song. I think that those lyrics are cool. They're cool. They're not just basic. Not anybody can write like this. It's like they sat down and took their time with it and really tried to make something cool. And I like that. And I appreciate that a whole bunch. So for me, love these lyrics. Is there room to improve? Maybe, sure. Yeah, cool, fine. But they're still good to me. So let's give it a 3. And so Anodyne by Down and Above gets a grand total of 16 points. Woohoo! This song rocks. I love it. I hope you love it. I hope you enjoyed this review of this song that you've never heard before. Hopefully you've heard it before. And if you haven't, go check out Down and Above. They've got 3 records out. If you're going to see them tonight in Minnesota, I'll see you there. You might be watching this after the fact. But I appreciate you being here on this channel. So go check out Down and Above and then check out my music as well. Like I said, it's super influenced by them. My music is available all over the internet, wherever you like to get it. Go check it out, specifically Somewhere in Dream World. That's my latest record, and I think it sounds really great. Then make sure you hit the subscribe button. There's all kinds of stuff coming. I upload whenever I feel like it, so don't hold your breath for the next episode, but we will be changing genres more frequently from here on out. So check out that subscribe button. Leave a comment. You know how to do the thing. Do the thing. Do the thing. And just remember, whatever you do, whoever you are, as long as you're not a jerk, you rock.